Welcome back, students. After completing the topic of electric field intensity on axial point of dipole, today in this episode we will be covering electric field intensity on equatorial point of dipole. Equatorial point is nothing but the perpendicular distance from the center. Equatorial point is the perpendicular drawn from the center of the dipole, and we choose any observation point P on the dipole's perpendicular point, and we will find the electric field intensity. So let's proceed with the topic. I would like you to concentrate on the figure here. Follow with me for the points. Here we have a dipole, a system of two equal and opposite charges, with charges minus q, plus q. Minus q is at A, plus q is at B, center of the dipole. Then the distance of the dipole is, if I call the center as O, then this midpoint, this half length is L, the other half length is L. Total length of the dipole 2L. Now from the center we have chosen at random a distance R. At a distance R we have chosen P. What is P? Time and again we have been considering P as the observation point. So from the center of the dipole at a distance R we have taken our observation point, and this observation point is, we can consider a unit positive charge is placed here. So that suppose if I place a unit positive charge at P, whatever force it will experience, that will be the electric field at the point P. Are you getting? I have to find out the electric field intensity on equatorial point, that is anywhere on this line, and we have taken a point P, and here we consider if we put a unit positive charge, then the amount of force experienced by the unit positive charge at P will give you the resultant electric field at P. So your P is the observation point. This distance, as I told you, this is L, this is again L, this is R, the distance of the observation point from the center of the dipole. We have taken the same things in the previous derivation also. Now automatically this length PB, this length PB becomes under root R square plus L square. This is a right angle triangle, so this becomes R square plus L square. Now be careful with the things. Now electric field at the point P due to plus Q charge. Plus Q charge will have some electric field at the point P. Now you know that the electric field lines, they are always outward from the positive charge. So this is a positive charge, the electric field line will be away from the positive charge outwards. So the direction will be along PD. We have drawn it with an arrow. I call it E plus Q. What is this? Electric field due to plus Q charge at the point P. Similarly, electric field at the point P due to minus Q charge. And you very well know that the field lines are towards the negative charge. Field lines are towards the negative charge and they are away from positive charge. So this is a negative charge, field lines will be towards the negative charge, it is minus Q. I put an arrow towards minus Q. And here this is the electric field due to minus Q. I hope you are getting the things. So electric field we have plotted at the same point P. We are having electric field due to plus Q in this direction, electric field due to minus Q in this direction. And I am sure that by now you know that electric field due to plus Q will be equal to electric field due to minus Q in its magnitude. Magnitude wise they will be same, directions are opposite. Why they are same? We can see little clarification. One important thing I would like to draw your attention to, this red mark, which is representing dipole moment vector. You have already been told that dipole moment is a vector quantity. It is product of either charge into distance between the charges. And the dipole moment vector P is always, direction is always from minus Q to plus Q. It is always from negative to positive. So this is dipole moment vector. I hope the diagrammatic explanation is clear. Now moving on to the mathematical steps. Electric field due to plus Q. What is the formula? It is K into the source charge which is producing the electric field. K into source charge upon distance of the source charge from the observation point. So the source charge is at B, observation point is at P. Distance will be BP and square of this distance along, what is the direction? It is from P to D. The direction is along PD. This is the direction. Then if I put it in expanded terms, K I can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Source charge is Q. Here we are not using the polarity, whether it is plus Q or minus Q, we will always put magnitude only and we will indicate the direction with polarity. So magnitude of charge is Q upon BP square. This is nothing but under root R square plus L square. BP is under root R square plus L square and square of this term will eliminate the root. So what I will get here is R square plus L square. Only this much. Under root is eliminated. Direction remains the same. It is along PD. Fine. Now let us move on to the electric field due to minus Q. The electric field magnitude due to minus Q will be again K constant. Source charge is Q. We are using the magnitude only. I told you direction, whether it is plus Q or minus Q, it is indicated in the brackets. Here we will always put the value of magnitude. So magnitude of the charge is Q only and distance of the charge from the observation point. Charge is at A, observation point is at P. So it is AP square, the magnitude of this vector. So it is AP square. If I want to write it in expanded form, I will write it K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Source charge is Q. AP square is again the same thing, square of this term R square plus L square. So root vanishes. I have the term R square plus L square. Of course the direction remains the same, which is along PC. Where is C? This point is C. PC is this direction and PD is this direction. It is according to the polarity of the charges. Now we have two directions of electric field, E plus Q in this direction, E minus Q in this direction, and we are interested in finding the resultant of these two electric fields. We have to find E resultant. How can we find it? Automatically you will conclude, you have learned it in class 11, that we will be using parallelogram law of vector addition. We will use parallelogram law of vector addition and we will find the resultant of these two electric fields, and you have to keep it in mind that magnitude wise, can you see it clearly? E plus Q magnitude is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by this. E minus Q magnitude is also the same thing. Magnitude wise E plus Q और E minus Q दोनों का वैल्यू सेम है, कांस्टेंट सेम है, चार्ज की मैग्नीट्यूड सेम है, डिस्टेंस भी सेम है, सिर्फ इनके डायरेक्शंस अलग हैं, मैग्नीट्यूड वाइज दोनों सेम है. ये बात आपको माइंड में रखनी है. अब हम ई रिजल्टेंट निकालेंगे पैरेललोग्राम लॉ से. सो लेट्स मूव अहेड. Continuing, we have already concluded that E plus Q, magnitude of E minus Q means electric field due to positive charge, electric field due to negative charge, their magnitude is same, which is equal to K, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Source charge, which is Q and Q only, leaving the polarity aside because the polarity is causing the direction. KQ by, this is the distance, which is same, square of R square plus L square under root. So it becomes this. So magnitude of these two charges is same. It is already established. We are moving ahead. As I told you, E resultant. We are using parallelogram law of vector addition. For that, these are the two vectors, E plus Q, E minus Q. These are the two vectors. In order to apply parallelogram law of vector addition, we have to know the direction or the angles between the two vectors. Now, this is angle, we have taken theta, this is angle theta. So, this angle is automatically going to be 2 theta. Exterior angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So, this angle is 2 theta. I am using the same value. Parallelogram law of vector addition says resultant is equal to square of first vector, which is E plus Q, plus square of second vector, which is E minus Q, plus 2 times first vector into second vector into cosine of the angle theta between the two vectors. What is the angle between the two vectors? This is theta, so it's going to be automatically 2 theta. So it's cos of 2 theta. I hope things are clear. Again, moving ahead, little mathematical workout. So this is E plus Q and E minus Q, magnitude wise they are same. I can write them as E plus Q square plus E plus Q square. This is again I'm taking as same magnitude, E plus Q square, replacing E minus Q with E plus Q, plus replacing here also I get E plus Q square multiplied by cos 2 theta. I have replaced E minus Q here with E plus Q, here also E minus Q with E plus Q. So I am getting 2 times E plus Q square plus 2 times E plus Q square cos theta. Taking E plus Q square, can I write it as 2 times E plus Q square. This is E square, E plus Q ka square. This is 2 times E plus Q square plus 2 times E plus Q square cos of 2 theta. Here I can take the value of 2 times E plus Q common. This is 1 plus cos 2 theta. We are familiar with this formula. 1 plus cos 2 theta is equal to 2 times of cos square theta. This is something we have to keep in mind if we are applying this formula here. So 1 plus cos 2 theta we will replace by 2 cos square theta. So replacing 1 plus cos 2 theta with 2 cos square theta, we get this expression 2 times E plus square, and in place of 1 plus cos 2 theta I have written 2 cos square theta. So bringing things out of the square, 2 into 2 4, so 2 has come out, E square, so it E plus Q square, so E plus Q has come out, cos theta has come out of the square root. Now simply putting the values, 2 into E plus Q, the value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught source charge upon the distance square. So this is the value into cos theta. This is cos theta is base, which is L, upon the longest side, which is under root of R square plus L square. And what is the direction? We have to indicate the resultant. Resultant is somewhere in this direction. So this is E resultant. So it is along minus x axis. We can say it is along minus x, negative x axis. The resultant is along negative x axis. Furthering with the derivation, we can write it as slight rearrangement of the terms, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Can I write it as Q and into 2L, this 2 with this L, into 2L upon this denominator term. This is to the power 1, this is to the power half. So totally this becomes R square plus L square to the power, this is R square plus L square to the power 1, this is to the power half. 1 plus 1 and a half, this is to the power 3 by 2. And direction is again minus x axis, or you can also write it as along minus p vector. What is minus p? P vector is dipole moment, which is from minus q to plus q, and you are getting the resultant value of electric field against p. This is in this direction. So you can write it as along minus p vector. So I will replace this. This is E resultant. I can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into 2L. This is nothing but dipole moment P upon R square plus L square to the power 3 upon 2, and the direction is either you can write minus x axis or you can write along minus P vector. I hope you are getting. We can simplify these things further and we can see what we are getting when we will take it for a short dipole. Finally, we have concluded that the vector form in which electric field can be expressed. So we have seen in the previous step electric field with the magnitude and the direction written alongside that it is along negative x-axis. The same thing we are expressing it in vector form because we have to remember that electric field is a vector quantity. So electric field being vector quantity is equal to minus of dipole moment. What is P? Minus dipole moment vector. We know that dipole moment vector as indicated in the diagram, it is along positive x-axis and resultant electric field is along negative x-axis. So it is along minus of dipole moment vector 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught and this distance r square plus l square to the power 3 by 2. There are certain conclusions which are very important. We should allow these conclusions to be registered in our minds very clearly. Because in the beginning itself, I've told you that in this particular topic, it is basically finding the electric field intensity. In the previous episode, we have seen it for axial point. This is for equatorial point. And as indicated here, this question has been particularly for equatorial point. It has been repeated recently, 2016 and 19. It has been asked in the previous years also, but I've taken the 2 recent years to tell you that it can be in the form of derivation. And it is asked in your competitive exams also in the form of these conclusions. Conclusions are the concepts which we are asked or which we are, what you can say, expected to apply according to the given situations. So what is the first conclusion? First conclusion is for a short dipole. Whenever you come across this word short dipole, remember when the observation point is quite at large distance compared to the length of the dipole itself. When observation point distance r is much greater than the length of the dipole itself. R is much greater than L. This is called, we call short dipole. In that situation, if L can be neglected in the expression, if L is neglected, what happens to this expression? R to the power 2 multiplied by 3 by 2. So this 2 gets cancelled and you get R cube. So in the expression you are getting R cube. E vector equal to minus P dipole moment upon this R cube. Conclusion is electric field is inversely proportional to 1 by R cube. Why you have to keep this conclusion in mind? Because electric field due to single charge, electric field due to single point charge is proportional to 1 by R square, whereas electric field due to short dipole is proportional to 1 by R cube. So these conclusions and comparisons has to be there with you. Second conclusion is, you have already studied E axial. E axial is equal to 2 times of E equatorial. Just compare the notes you have written and the episodes. E axial we have already seen it is 2 times of E equatorial. Double of it. Third important conclusion. The angle between resultant electric field and dipole moment vector is 180 degrees or pi radians. That you have seen pictorially also. That the angle between resultant electric field, it was along negative x-axis, dipole moment is along positive x-axis, the angle between them E and P is 180 degrees or pi radians. This is something. And the fourth point is something which you need to keep in mind. This is of course not discussed directly in NCERT, but at this level I expect you to know these things, that the resultant electric field at any point, if suppose your observation point, can you see at this situation, if the observation point, it is not on the axial point, that is theta 0, it is neither at the perpendicular bisector where theta is 90. It is at any general angle theta. Theta can be 10, 20, 30, 45, 60, 75, any angle. Other than if it is on the axial point, then theta will be 0, and if it is on the perpendicular bisector, theta will be 90. We have seen the derivation for these two situations. But what if the theta is neither 0 nor 90? It can be any general angle. This derivation is not covered, but the result is important. If the electric field is inclined at an angle with the, if your it has to be observation point P at any point inclined theta with dipole moment. Can you see this dipole moment vector and the observation vector r? They are inclined at an angle theta which is not 0 nor 90. In that situation, the electric field will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dipole moment into 1 by r cube. This much is similar to this part. Extra term you get under root 3 cos square theta plus 1. This is the extra term. If you put theta equal to 0, you will get the expression for axial point. If you put theta equal to 90, you will get the expression for equatorial point. Any general angle theta, you can use this expression. So this is how we have concluded and we have done the derivation of electric field intensity on equatorial point or broad on position of any electric dipole. So if you have understood all these things properly, keep practicing. We will in the next episode do the expression for dipole kept in uniform electric field. If possible, we will discuss little bit about quadrupoles also. So stay connected. All the best. Thank you.